Today's video has one purpose, and that purpose is to give you guys something to hold on to, something to watch for the second half of the season, because sitting at 2-7 after getting your butts kicked by the Chargers in a game that really was 27-3, if not for a garbage time touchdown in the last minute of the game, the Browns have not given us much to really look forward to on Sundays. But I've got three guys that I think can really bring some positive play and something to be excited about for the future. So, with that being said, we will do our weekly check-in on the NFL draft order. There are currently 9 teams with 2 wins, 7 teams with the same identical record of 2-7. The tiebreaker for the same record is strength of schedule. So whoever has the easiest strength of schedule but has the worst record, which in this case is the Patriots, moves all the way to number 1, but we still have a lot of football left, so don't get too attached to the draft order right now. But 3 guys that I think are worth watching for that could bring some good positive news to a fan base that really needs something to be excited about is first, Cedric Tillman, the former third-round pick out of Tennessee, over the last 3 weeks has really developed into a go-to guy for Deshaun Watson and then into Jameis Winston. I mean, look at the numbers he's put up in 3 straight weeks, all 6 grabs or more, 75 yards at least, and 3 touchdowns over the last 2 games. I know his touchdown in Week 9 was a garbage time score, but it was still a really impressive touchdown with a great toe tap at the sideline of the end zone. But let's go back to the film for a moment, and we'll go back to that Ravens game, which we did a film breakdown on Tillman back on Halloween, so I invite everyone to go watch that if they enjoy these types of videos. But you look at Tillman on this play, and this is one of his 2 touchdowns. He catches a simple slant route, and he's got a one-on-one with the safety Eddie Jackson, and he just embarrasses the Pro Bowl safety and runs him over for a touchdown. How about this play right here, though? This is his 2nd touchdown. This is the go-ahead score with a minute to go against Baltimore. And what I love about this route is, to me, without knowing the play call, I'm going to say confidently that Tillman had an option on this route. So depending on what kind of coverage he gets and what type of DB comes across his face, he has the decision to maybe either run a go route, a dig, a comeback, something to that tune. And Tillman on this play does a great job right as I snap this photo of planting his right leg into the ground and getting Jackson to commit and getting his hips in a bad position. And then look at Tillman a split second later. He turns upfield and Tillman has Jackson dead to rights. Eddie's body is completely out of position, and it leads to a big touchdown pass, and the Browns would go on to beat the Ravens. But that play right there, I know when you watch it on your couch, it looks like, oh, Tillman ran past Eddie Jackson, and that's just blown coverage. No, not quite. Eddie Jackson was playing him one-on-one, and Tillman runs an excellent route where he gets the DB to think one thing, gets the DB's hips to think one thing, and then he turns upfield, and he reads the defense well going, you're going to give me one-on-one with no safety help, and the guy covering me is the safety? Okay, I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to make you pay. So overall, really encouraging stuff from Tillman over the last couple of weeks, especially with the Browns looking for a new number 1 receiver with Amari Cooper gone. Tillman is definitely making a case to go at that number 1 spot along with Jerry Jeudy. But are you buying the Cedric Tillman stock? It's only been 3 games, so it's not a ginormous sample size, but I'm buying it. I mean, not just because I bought it before right when they drafted him because he went to my alma mater, but I am all the way in on Ced being a legit NFL receiver, a number 2 guy at the floor. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Next player to keep an eye on, offensive tackle Dawand Jones. So the big Thanos fella has made 2 starts at left tackle, and they have gone, I think, pretty well. I mean, I don't think he has lit the world on fire, but I don't think he's been a liability. So we're going to talk about what I've seen so far out of Jones at left tackle and why you should be encouraged about his play on that side of the field. But first, a quick shout out to our sponsor today, Leaf Filter. Leaf Filter has been protecting gutters in Northeast Ohio for nearly 20 years. As the official gutter guard of the Cleveland Browns, Leaf Filter has a limited time offer for Browns fans, up to 32% off your entire qualified purchase and 2 free official Browns jerseys at leaffilter.com/report. Every installation at Leaf Filter comes with a lifetime no clogs guarantee, so let Leaf Filter's trusted pro handle it. Call today to schedule your free gutter inspection and get a no obligation free estimate. A Leaf Filter trusted pro will clean out, realign, and seal your gutters before installing Leaf Filter. Schedule your free inspection now, and for a limited time, get up to 32% off your entire qualified purchase and 2 free Browns jerseys at leaffilter.com/report. That's a free inspection, up to 32% off, and 2 free Browns jerseys with a qualified purchase at leaffilter.com/report. Offer valid on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. Full terms and conditions can be found at leaffilter.com/report. See representatives for warranty details. I put all that information for you guys, though, in the comments and description of today's video. Kevin Stefanski, during his Zoom press conference today, was asked about what's going on at left tackle with Jed Wills healthy, but Dawand Jones starting over him, and he said they are sticking with Jones at left tackle, and Wills will become a swing tackle for them and be ready off of the bench. So let's dive into the Week 9 film for Dawand Jones at left tackle, because there were some good plays, and then there were some plays where I'm frustrated, but I'm overall encouraged still from the transition from right tackle to left tackle. I mean, you can look at this play right here, and Jones completely demolishes his man. He's got him facing the wrong way altogether. He is, completely bent over backwards. It's an awesome rep by Jones. But it's not just a one-off. I mean, look at this next one here. Jones uses his incredible size and length. Look at the left arm for Jones. He's got it on top of the pass rusher so that way he can't karate chop Jones's arm down. And then he's got his right hand just completely knocking out the defender. It's almost like he stuns him altogether, and that play is just a complete win by Jones. And then this next one here, his right arm is long enough to completely distance himself from the defender. I mean, this is peak 2021 social distancing at its finest. This defender has no shot on this rep, and Jones is only using one arm. It's like he is playing with toddlers out there at times, given his size. So there are some good plays like those ones. Then there are some mental mistakes. So while rewatching the game in the All-22, I came across this play. All right. This is a tough run for Nick Chubb, who I understand has been at the center point of a lot of chatter of his fall off, given 2 games and averaging under 3 yards a pop. But in Nick Chubb's defense, when you have a play like this, where look at the 4 offensive linemen for the Browns, Jones all the way to Conklin, they make a wall to block 3 defenders, and no one gets to the second level. Where do you think Jones's responsibility was? I don't know the play call. I'm not going to pretend like I know it for a fact. But something tells me with Teller pulling and kicking out that one defender nicely, and you've got the center to the right tackle taking care of the right side of the line, Jones's responsibility was probably to get to that number 0 in the middle of the field. And if he does, I mean, look at all the green grass after 0. Chubb may have a really long run right there, but I think this is just unfortunately part of the growing pains of Jones learning a new position of sorts and not quite being in the right position, but still showing plenty of awesome physical attributes. All right, let's look at this next one here. This one really irked me. This is a run where Nick Chubb kind of just falls to the ground. It's a loss of 2, but there's a lot that goes wrong on this rep here. For starters, I've got Jones on the left side with Jeff Swam kind of double teaming an edge rusher when that's not really where the play is going to go anyway. And then I've got Bitonio completely bypassing a defender and getting to the second level to take on a linebacker. So when I first watched this, I kind of thought, what the heck is Bitonio doing? Why is he running past a defender to get to the second level, but letting the guy right in front of him make the tackle? And then I kept watching it over and over again, and it kind of became somewhat clear to me. I mean, look at this next shot here. Jones is dealing with a guy that really is not too influential on the play compared to someone right up the middle. But Tonio's gotten to the second level. Meanwhile, Posick, by the way, just gets completely destroyed on this rep by his man. But to me, watching this over and over again, I think it's kind of clear what was supposed to happen here. Jones is supposed to get the guy right in the middle, standing right on the hash mark. Bitonio correctly goes to the second level, and Postic unfortunately fails this rep. But as a result, Jones doesn't go to the guy to his right, and Bitonio goes to the second level, and that leaves this Chargers defender completely untouched, and it's a loss of 2 for Chubb. And you can kind of even get this glimmer of a snapshot after the play is over where it's not much, but look at Bitonio. The first thing he does after this rep is over is he looks at Jones like, dude, you were supposed to get the guy right in front of me. You were supposed to slide to the right while I move on to the linebacker. And if those mental mistakes over the last 2 plays are corrected, those could be 2 nice runs for Nick Chubb. Unfortunately, they're not. And what we are seeing from Chubb is that eraser element where when the offensive line does miss an assignment, in previous years, he usually erased that defender. That's not happening right now. So, Jones showing us some good moments, but also showing us some mental mistakes that I am somewhat hopeful over time could get corrected, and we can see some really good play from him at a cornerstone position like left tackle. If you enjoy these film breakdowns, by the way, subscribe to the channel. That way I can kind of show my bosses that this NFL account subscription I have is a worthy investment. So please join the channel today if you are looking for a free Browns YouTube account that's going to keep you guys up to date and up to speed on all things surrounding the Brownies. Third player to watch for, it is rookie defensive tackle Mike Hall. So overall, by the way, 3 young players who I think have shown some really good pieces of film and tape that should keep you guys, wanting more for the rest of the year and having a rooting interest in what to watch for. But Hall this year missed the first, 5 weeks of the season with a suspension. Since then, he has played a decent amount of snaps. It hasn't been just a couple at the very end of the game. 5 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. I know those numbers don't jump out to you, but for a rookie interior defensive lineman, I'm not expecting him to fill up the box score very much. But let's look over some of the really good reps from Hall. How about this one right here? He immediately beats his man and gets right on J.K. Dobbins for a loss. I mean, this is an awesome rep from 51. He shreds his blocker, and he's in the backfield immediately, making a nice tackle on Dobbins. How about this next one here? He opens up in a double team in front of him. He's got the right guard and the right tackle devoted to him. And despite being double teamed, look how Hall emerges from that double team. He beats his 2 guys in front of him, and he pressures Justin Herbert, forces a bad throw. It's an incomplete pass. He even gets a hit on Herbert, a little bit of a wakey call for number 10. So another really good rep from Hall. It's not a huge sample size, but overall I am encouraged by what I have seen from Hall, especially being a rookie. We're hopefully going to get more and more better reps as the season goes along. But if we're looking for 2025, which we should be at 2-7, you're getting some really good plays from 3 really young players at 2 cornerstone positions like wide receiver and outside offensive tackle. And then at defensive tackle, your rookie Hall is hopefully showing you that you don't need to go out and make a whole bunch of veteran cheap 1-year signings because, newsflash, next year you won't be able to afford to do that. You can roll with Dalvin Tomlinson and Mike Hall, maybe draft another player, maybe bring back Maurice Hurst, but you don't have to go out and spend on Shelby Harris and Quentin Jefferson. And you can allocate those funds elsewhere, / you're not going to have a whole lot of funds to spend in the first place because there are some big cap hits coming up. So that's going to do it for us on today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know right now it's a little bit of doom and gloom, but hopefully this was a little bit of a pick-me-up after a really tough Sunday.